Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Give me 1 second. Still getting this stuff together here. Be starting in 1 minute. All right. All right. So we got a lot of news to cover today. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this evening news, after hours news here. So first we're going to start off by talking about Google here. Google busted sending GOP fundraiser emails directly to spam. Diabolical work. Wow. So this comes by way of Zero Hedge, and they report that a Republican consulting firm is warning that Google's Gmail platform is disproportionately flagging Republican fundraising messages as spam while allowing similar Democratic solicitations to reach inboxes. In a memo to clients obtained by the New York Post, Targeted Victory, whose roster includes the National Republican Senatorial Committee, Representative Steve Scalise of Louisiana, and Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, described the filtering pattern as serious and troubling, saying it continued as recently as June and July. The firm said emails containing links to the Republican fundraising platform, when read, were in many cases sending them directly to spam, while identical text messages with links to the Democratic platform ActBlue were delivered without issue. It's just the bias and the censorship that the Democrats do is just wrong. It's blatant and it's in your face. I mean, I can't believe some of this stuff. But they said, quote, if Gmail is allowed to quietly suppress when read links while giving ActBlue a free pass, it will continue to tilt the playing field in ways that voters never see, but campaigns will feel every single day, the memo said. Excuse me. Video demonstrations of the firm's testing were included. The allegations come despite previous scrutiny of Gmail's email filtering practices. In 2023, the Federal Election Commission dismissed the Republican National Committee complaint alleging political bias in Gmail's spam algorithms. A year earlier, a federal judge dismissed an RNC lawsuit making similar claims. Critics, including President Donald J. Trump, have long accused Google of political interference. It's obvious, though. It's obvious what they do, alleging that the company has manipulated search results to disadvantage Republicans and, in one instance, suppress news of an assassination attempt against Mr. Trump. And that, I remember that one. That was super weird. Look, they got called out on it. And they had to actually start reporting the assassination attempt. But in March, Elon Musk wrote on social media that Google had interfered to help Democrats thousands of times every election season. Google, of course, has denied wrongdoing. They said, quote, email filter protections are in place to keep our users safe. Jose Castaneda, a company spokesman, said in a statement Wednesday. He said they look at a variety of signals, like whether a user has previously marked an email as spam, and apply equally to all senders, regardless of political ideology. Yeah, right. Research has previously identified differences in filtering. A 2022 study by North Carolina State University found that Gmail flagged 59% more Republican fundraising emails as spam than Democratic ones during the lead up to the 2020 election. There's no way that's a coincidence. No way. Quote, we observed that the spam filtering algorithms of different email services indeed exhibit biases toward different political affiliations, the researchers wrote at the time. According to the Targeted Victory memo, the firm first contacted Google about the issue on June 30th after receiving complaints from clients. Google, the memo said, initially deflected the concern by blaming local settings for the filtering behavior. Of course, they always pass the buck. It's not their algorithm. God forbid it be the algorithm, right? The firm's tests involved sending identical emails to Gmail accounts, with the only difference being a Win Red or an Act Blue donation link. The only difference between the two emails was the link, the memo said. Act Blue delivered, Win Red got flagged. That is not a coincidence. No, it's definitely not. That's what I was saying. This held true even for major accounts, including Trump and Elise Stefanik links compared to DNC links, the memo continued. After what is described as weeks of back and forth, Google's support team acknowledged that WinRed links were deemed suspicious and in some cases flagged with the red banner warning that the message was, quote, potentially suspicious or unsafe, according to a screenshot dated July 22nd. This should alarm every campaign and committee that rallies on emails to connect with voters, the memo concluded. Wow. Wow. That is just crazy. Let's get into some more crazy news. This one is pertaining to children. We have to protect our children, because what's happening here is just wrong. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Okay. All right, so breeding ground for sex predators. Louisiana sues Roblox months after hindering alleged pedo hellscape. Hindenburg alleged pedo hellscape. Now I've looked into. I saw a video on this a couple of days ago. One of the famous streamer that streams on Roblox, he was actually catching predators himself on Roblox, and he will forward it to the police and stuff like that. And then he let Roblox know. And instead of Roblox doing something about the pedos, they end up kicking him off of Roblox for life. Like, he got booted off of Roblox for catching predators on that platform. And it's scary because I think I read like somewhere between 60% of kids, I think the ages, I can't remember the ages, but up to like 12 or something like that are on Roblox. 60% of these children are on Roblox. It's like a breeding ground for pedos, and Roblox is not doing anything about it. And then when you have someone that's catching these people, they're banning him. Like, we live in freaking bizarro world. With Roblox, and I'm gonna do another story on the dear leader Obama. I mean, that's just y'all are not gonna believe. But Zero Hedge report that Roblox, the $27 billion online gaming platform, pitched as a safe, creative playground for kids, is now facing serious legal firepower from Louisiana's top law enforcement officer. Thank God someone is stepping up and doing something about this. On Thursday, Attorney General Liz Muro sued Roblox Corp in state court, accusing the California-based company of enabling predators to target children and, quote, facilitate the distribution of child sexual abuse material on its platform. Wow, right? Quote, today I'm suing Roblox, the #1 gaming site for children and teens and a breeding ground for sex predators, Muro said in a statement announcing the suit. Due to the Roblox lack of safety protocols, it endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana. Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth revenue, and profit over child safety. That's exactly what they do, similar to Facebook. And I got a story about Facebook that I'm going to go over in a little bit. But every parent should be aware of the clear and present danger posed to their children by Roblox so they can prevent the unthinkable from ever happening in their own home. And it's scary because, like, I'm in private practice. I'm a mental health therapist. I'm licensed in a few states. I have almost every kid or every child client that I have, almost all of them are on Roblox. Like, they love Roblox. Parents don't know how big Roblox really is, and it's a dangerous, dangerous place. It's not really safe for children. But the lawsuit alleges Roblox knowingly and intentionally fails to implement basic safety controls to protect child users from predators and fails to adequately warn parents about the dangers on its platforms. Incites years of alleged failures, pointing to games that have appeared on Roblox, such as Escape to Epstein Island, wow, Diddy Party, and Public Bathroom Simulator Vibe, and that's the worst one, which the AG's office says have included simulated sexual activity, including, I can't even say it on this platform, let's just say child gang abuse, sexual abuse. But one example described in the filing involves a July 2025 incident in Livingston Parish, Louisiana, where police executing a search warrant on a suspect in possession of child sexual abuse material found the individual actively using Roblox. The person was allegedly employing voice-altering technology to mimic the voice of a young female, quote, for the purpose of luring and sexually exploiting minor users of the platform. I mean, this is wild. The AG office notes that until late 2024, Roblox default settings allowed adults to directly message children under 13 with little restriction, while recent changes now block direct messages from adults to under 13 users outside of experiences. The lawsuit says predators can still send friend requests, chat, and even use voice features within those in-game experiences. As such, despite these recent changes, Roblox continues to make children highly vulnerable to predators, the filing states. Thursday's lawsuit comes less than a year after high-profile short seller Hindenburg Research published a sweeping investigation into Roblox, alleging the platform is not only a haven for sexual predators, but also misleads investors about the size and endangerment of its user base. Hindenburg claimed in its research uncovered, quote, digital strip clubs. This is a child's game now. Digital strip clubs, red light districts, sex parties, and child predators lurking on Roblox, despite years of scandals and public promises to clean up the platform. Their team was able to register accounts under the names of convicted pedos, including Jeffrey Epstein, and find them already in use by parent fan accounts, some openly proclaiming, quote, I groom minors in their usernames. How are they getting away with this? It's because they're allowing it. This world is ran by a bunch of pedos. That's why they're able to run openly like this. This is crazy. It's sickening. According to Hindenburg, Roblox open search system allow a self-identified under 13 account to join groups like Adult Studios, which had thousands of members allegedly trading child stuff and soliciting sexual acts from minors. From there, the group members could be traced to dozens of other public Roblox communities openly sharing illicit material. The report also described finding over 600 Diddy games, some of which allow players to simulate explicit sex acts, and noted the games like Escape to Epstein Island were still accessible to child accounts. So again, they could do something about this. They can, but they're allowing it. It's on purpose. I mean, this is some sick stuff. Beyond child safety concerns, Hindenburg accused Roblox of inflating its most important growth metrics, alleging the company conflates people with daily active users in a way that overstates real users by 25 to 42% or more, in part by failing to weed out alternate accounts and bots. Engagement hours, another Wall Street friendly statistic were allegedly padded with AFK or zombie accounts that stayed logged in for 24 hours a day, skewing the average far above the real user's actual play. Interviews with former employees suggest Roblox could maintain two sets of user data. One de-altered for internal decision making, and another inflated figure for financial reporting. This is how they make their money. I mean, this the FCC. Who is it? Not the FCC. Who are the? Yeah, the FCC needs to look into this too. So this sounds illegal. This sounds highly illegal. Hindenburg also alleged that Roblox cut trust and safety spending by 2% year over year in 2024, despite these ongoing risks, and that moderation work was often outsourced to overseas contractors, making $12 a day, limiting the company's ability to permanently ban repeat offenders. If you're limiting users' engagement, it's hurting your metrics. In a lot of cases, the leadership doesn't want that, one former senior product designer told the firm. So it's money over safety. It's money over children's safety. In its latest quarterly report, Roblox said it had 101.8 million average daily active users, a 41% increase from the previous year, with nearly half of its players under the age of 13. The Louisiana AG office warns that without robust age verification, predators can pose as children, and minors can bypass restrictions simply by lying about their birth date when signing up. Asked about the lawsuit, Roblox said, quote, it can't comment on pending litigation, of course, but defended its safeguard, said we dedicate substantial resources, including advanced technology and 24/7 human moderation to help detect and prevent inappropriate content and behavior. While no system is perfect, Roblox has implemented rigorous technology and enforced safeguards. No, they don't care. It's about they need the people. So if it become a pedo haven, that means more money for them. But the company points to recent features like video selfie-based age estimation, parental monitoring tools, and a teen-only trusted connections chat system as examples of ongoing safety improvements. Its website says, quote, our platform is designed for safety and with safety in mind, and we continually evolve our practices to address emerging challenges. Sure you do. Sure you do. All right. Let's talk about Bill Gates. Let's talk about Bill Gates here. And his CO2 butter. Now, according to the left, carbon dioxide is bad, according to the left. According to the left, it harms our planet, right? But yet they want to put it they want to put it in fake butter. So Bill Gates launches fake butter made from carbon dioxide to feed our species. This why he has his hands in so many fake things. Why not just have a farm with real food, create real butter, create real fruits instead, and stop using artificial stuff. I mean, it's like I'm telling you, he is Mr. Burns. Bill Gates is Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. He is. But billionaire Bill Gates is doubling down on his vision for replacing traditional food with lab-made alternatives, this time funding a company that turns carbon dioxide and hydrogen into butter. Gates' Chicago area startup, Savor, claims its patented process can create edible fats identical to those in dairy or vegetable oils without cows, cream, or farmland. Why would we want that? we are trying to step away as a country, trying to step away from artificial stuff. We're trying to get rid of artificial dyes, all types of artificial stuff. But yet you want to create more artificial things, which we don't know what it'll do to us long-term over time. According to the company, the method produces zero greenhouse gas emissions, avoids palm oil deforestation, and could heal the planet by eliminating the environmental toll of traditional butter. That's right, because cow bad, right? They fart and produce emissions that block the sun and causes global warming, right? Isn't that what they say? But critics warn that this is yet another step towards Gates' long-standing agenda to reshape and potentially control the global food supply. That's exactly what it is. Savers CEO Kathleen Alexander says the process, quote, bypasses agriculture entirely, synthesizing fats from carbon in the air and hydrogen from water. This sounds like mad science. Food scientist Jordan Beeden Charles claims the end product is indistinguishable from real butter in taste and texture. The product uses just 4 ingredients: fat, water, lecithin, and natural flavor. That's an ingredient? Natural flavor is an ingredient? What is natural flavor? What is that? I know what fat is. I know what water is. I honestly don't know what lecithin is. Let's see what that is. Let's see what AI says that is. Shout out Copilot. I love Copilot. It's my favorite AI. Then comes Grok. But it says lecithin y'all know I'll be killing these words. Phospholipid, a fat essential for cell membranes. It's in soybeans, egg yolks, sunflower seeds, and animal tissues. Okay. But it's a real thing. But what is natural flavor? What is that? But the company points out that traditional butter production accounts for roughly 7% of global fat-related emissions. Here we go. It's unclear, however, why this is an issue, right? Why is it an issue? By contrast, they say their carbon butter has zero environmental impact and could be on restaurant menus this year with grocery stores availability by 2027. The company boasts its products are designed to feed our species and heal our planet. Nobody's asking for this. No one's asking for this fake butter that you get from CO2. But Gates, who has poured millions into alternative protein and synthetic food ventures, has repeatedly argued that traditional farming must be eliminated to fight climate change. But the thing is, people are fed up with this synthetic food stuff. I mean, look at Beyond Meat. The Beyond Meat is losing money. Like their stock is dropping because people are no longer wanting to eat the fake stuff. Why would you eat fake meat when you have wonderful God-created good meat, right? His critics say this is part of a broader globalist push to replace time-tested, locally produced foods with centralized corporate-controlled subsidies. Online detractors openly question whether the billionaire's carbon butter is really about saving the planet or consolidating control over what people eat. Quote, feeding our species and healing our planet may sound noble, but opponents warn that these products bypass centuries of agricultural tradition and hand the future of food to technocrats. That's exactly what it's about. The American Butter Association, I had no idea there was one, blasted the product for using dairy terms. The ABA is pointing to federal standards dating back to 1906 that define butter as coming from cows. So you can't call it butter. You got to call it something else. Critics also say Savor's marketing could mislead consumers into thinking it's a natural dairy product when it's actually made in a lab. That's how they get people. It's deceptive. This is why they don't want labels on these things. The debate mirrors the fights over lab-grown meat, plant-based burgers, insect-based foods, and synthetic sweeteners. All are touted as eco-friendly breakthroughs while benefiting globalist elites rather than the general public. As a result, the products often face skepticism from consumers who don't trust billionaire-backed food experiments. And I definitely don't. While Savor claims the product is identical in quotes, identical, anything can be identical. That doesn't make it the same. Identical to natural butter on a molecule level. Questions remain over whether prolonged consumption of lab synthesized fats could impact human metabolism, hormone balance, or gut health. That's what I was alluding to. You don't know what this will do to you later on down the road. So why would you eat this lab-grown meat not knowing what it can do to you? Unlike traditional dairy, which has centuries of human dietary history, carbon butter is brand new and no long-term human studies exist. Critics warns that once lab-grown foods enter the supply chain, regulatory oversight often lags behind, leaving consumers as unwitting test subjects. And if the product is widely adopted, a single company backed by one of the world's richest and most influential men could control a key staple in global diets. Whether carbon butter becomes a common pantry staple, which I doubt, or a failed curiosity will depend on public acceptance, regulatory battles, and whether consumers are willing to trade pasture-raised dairy for a spread literally made from air. But as Gates pushed forward, the war over the future of food and who controls it is just heating up. Wow. This is madness, right? This is crazy. Hold on a second, y'all. Let's see here. Why is it not showing much? Okay. So let's see what's the next news article we're gonna go over. Let's go over complete chaos. Yeah, let's do this article here. One of the fakest people in government right now. Miss Jasmine Crockett. So fake. She's so fake. But watch, complete chaos ensues when conservative commentator crashes fake hood rat rep Jasmine Crockett town hall. This is great. I saw this clip earlier. Now this is from the Gateway Pundit. Absolute anarchy erupted during an event this week involving far-left rep Jasmine Crockett and a prominent right-wing commentator. As the Daily Beast reported, Sarah Gonzalez, shout out to her, of The Blaze, crashed a Crockett town hall in South Dallas Thursday night, where the Texas congresswoman was urging Democrats to be united so they can defeat Trump and the GOP in 2026. Gonzalez, however, decided this was the perfect opportunity to expose Crockett as the fraud she is. She absolutely is. She said, Jasmine, the people of Dallas deserve better than a fake ghetto hood rat. Gonzalez yells. The crowd responds by showering Gonzalez with boos and screams of no as the event briefly comes to a halt. A smiling Crockett then tries to get the town hall back on track, but Gonzalez interrupts again. So let's play the clip.
Get off me! Get off me! Get the
I used to stay at my granny's house. She was one of my favorite people in the entire world.
Jasmine! The people of Dallas deserve better than a fake ghetto hood rat! Did they Don't touch
you.
me.
Get your ass out
Don't
of here. Get
touch
your ass
me.
out of here.
Get her off me. Get off me.
Get out.
Get off me.
I'm on you.
Get her
I'm
off
standing
me
still.
first.
All right.
Get her off me first. Yes, she
I'm
is.
standing still.
Do your people know you're a spoiled rich kid from Missouri? Get out! Get out! Get out! Fuck you! Fuck you! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Get the fuck off!
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Are you proud?
No, just in case I gotta cuff you up.
Let's just go.
For what?
Let's go. I'm telling you to leave.
Shout out to her. Ballsy move. But she's right, because she's fake. She comes from money. Crockett comes from money, and she pretends like she's from the hood. It's so hilarious, because this is par for the course for the Democrat Party. All Democrats are fake like this. This is ridiculous. But as security tries to escort Gonzalez out of the event, a handful of Crockett supporters get into her face, screaming, "Get her ass out of here, F you, get out." And one also appears to lay hands on Gonzalez, who can be heard yelling, "Get her off of me." The officer eventually drags an angry Gonzalez out as she screams, "Get off me," as Crockett supporters continue to mock her. Earlier this week, conservative activist Benny Johnson exposed Crockett's privileged upbringing. For example, Crockett attended an expensive private school in the city, Mary Institute, and St. Louis Country Day School, which costs about $30,000 per year. And her parents paid that. No scholarship or nothing. Her parents paid for that. Then she attended Rhodes College, which cost over $55,000 per year. So she comes from money. Crockett also used to speak quite eloquently before being elected. Here she is in a local interview a few years ago being asked about running for Congress. I played this clip before, but let's go ahead and play it again. Here we go. Look how she used to talk before she became a federal, got into Congress. Excuse me. Here we go.
Absolutely. First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need.
Listen, he up there, he's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know.
But when she called me and said, "I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat," I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know.
We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts.
You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that.
We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy. This is the message that she wanted to send today.
Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. So let's see what's the next news article we're gonna go over. Let's talk about Doge. We haven't talked about Doge for a while. Shout out PJ Media. This web's, hold on a second. Let me this one I'll have to refresh a couple of times. I don't like to I don't want to take off my spam blocker on it. I mean my ad blocker on this one, because they be having some crazy ads on here. But shout out PJ Media. They be having some good reporting though. I give them that. even though the ads on here is ridiculous. Like 1 million ads. And the trick is, though, refresh it a few times and you'll be able to, oops, I didn't, yeah. Refresh it a few times and you'll be able to click through. Not yet. Come on. I'm gonna give it a couple more goes, then I'll quit. I'll take the ad blocker. There we go. There we go. Just when I was about to give up. All right. So this Doge saved $4.2 billion more in wasteful contracts. Man, I can already see that check. I can't wait till Trump send them refund checks out. But this comes again from PJ Media, and they report that the Department of Government Efficiency is still hard at work cutting billions of taxpayer dollars worth of outrageous federal contracts and grants. In less than a week, Doge was able to end over 120 federal contracts worth billions of dollars in savings, including a contract to provide Nigeria with a technical advisor. And last week, the agency terminated nearly 500 contracts. This is what we voted for in 2024. Amen. Doge posted, quote, contracts update. In the last 5 days, agencies terminated 123 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $5.3 billion and saving of $4.2 billion, include an $857,000 DOI contract for a technical advisor, Lagos, Nigeria, a $1.5 million Department of Treasury contract for word processing and document formatting services, examination training for the IRS. And what, $1 million for that? For some training? SBSE and HCO and a $785,000 State Department consulting contract for staffing. Wow. See what happens when people just what people do with other people's money. They just spend it on crazy stuff, which is so vague it's meaningless, right? And thus probably utterly pointless, yet more unjustifiable expenditures by power-drunk bureaucrats who believe that they have an unassailable right to waste other people's hard-earned money. That's my point. That's my point. Nobody spend money like government, man. They spend it because it's not their money. Doge work is never ending. Last week was a red letter work week for Doge too, as the agency posted on X. Over the last 5 days, agencies terminated 477 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $3.4 billion and savings of $1.1 billion, including 2 USDA consulting contracts, one $280,000 for Asia Pacific, Vietnam Ranger training, curriculum development consultants. What? And two $335,000 for the Honduras Program Youth Conservation Corps mentor consultants. Doge declared on August 8th. What are these programs? Why were we sending $335,000 to Honduras, man, for some conservation mentor consultant? The corruption and waste are so vast and complicated that it will be a long time before we can make a significant dent. It is interesting to note that the remnants, even of eliminating agencies such as USAID, linger like the stench of a rotting corpse or Joe Biden's diaper. That's wrong. That's wrong. For instance, on July 25th, Doge's contracts updated explain, quote, the past week, agencies terminated 141 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $5.1 billion and savings of $498 million, including a 526,000 USAID professional services contract for a global health security advisor in Senegal. What? Why are we paying for advisors and consultants for other countries? And a $1.4 million HHS contract for professional services in Rwanda. Now, why on earth should American construction workers, teachers, and engineers be funding global health security advisory for Senegal? That's what I was just asking. Or any sort of professional service for Rwanda. Of course, what we really know is that many of these contracts are akin to money laundering. That's exactly what it is. Payoffs for cronies and excuses to suck up ever more cash under the guise of saving the world and accomplishing praiseworthy things. So what happened? A lot of this is government kickbacks. These people they create these entities and get government to give money to these entities, and they're not really doing what they said they're going to do. There's no one that goes and actually check to make sure that these entities are doing what they said that they're doing. Speaking of which, Erica Donald said, remember when Randy Weingarten claimed it was cruelty for Doge to audit the Department of Education? Turns out her own union spent $200,000 on fancy limousine rides. Why does the Department of Education need limousine rides? Now we know why Randy is vehemently against audits. I'm not even going to play that clip. This work of identifying wasteful spending is particularly important since our nation's debt is over 37 trillion with the T and climbing all the time. May Doge continue to save us billions of dollars every week for as long as it takes to drain the swamp. All right. Man, now I hesitate to go over this, but it's on theme with a couple of other stories I did at the beginning, so I'm gonna do it. Screw it. Let the chips fall where they may. I went down this rabbit hole years ago during the what was it, the WikiLeaks, during the WikiLeaks, you know, the spirit cooking and all of that, man. I went down this dark rabbit hole, man. And when I first saw the picture, I knew exactly what it was, because I remember seeing the FBI document that showed what these symbols mean. So when I saw it over Obama's head here, I know exactly what this was. But a bowl with pedo symbols spotted behind Obama in virtual call with Texas Democrats. You can see it as plain as day here, that triangle. And this is the triangle right here, a triangle within a triangle. We'll talk about what that means. A bowl with suspicious markings seen behind former President Barack Obama during a Zoom call is raising eyebrows, with some questioning whether it could be a nod to pedos. Keen observers spotted a decorative bowl seemingly inscribed with the boy lover symbol behind the ex-president during a virtual meeting with Texas Democrats Thursday in support of their opposition to Republicans' redistricting efforts. Remember when I said pedos rule this world? The bowl can be seen behind Obama in the following news report at around 14 seconds. So let's play this clip here. I mean, y'all can see it in the picture here. You can see it here, but let's play a little bit of this clip here.
Now, the group of Texas Democrats fighting redistricting in Texas have support from former President Barack Obama. During a virtual meeting yesterday, the former president spoke to the group and called their efforts inspiring, saying progress is never easy.
Oh wow, I just realized the whole time I was reading this, I just realized the whole time I was reading this, my microphone was off. I'm sorry, y'all. But you can, I don't know where I left off at, but you can see it here plain as day. That's a triangle, inward triangle. Let me try to read this again. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't know I was muted. So the symbol on the bowl, a triangle encircling itself inward, appears to be the same symbol identified by the FBI in a bulletin informing agents of the symbols and logos used by pedos to identify sexual preferences. So from the FBI bulletin to law enforcement, it says pedos to include those who sexually abuse children as well as those who produce, distribute, and trade child porn. Are using various types of identification, logos, or symbols to recognize one another and distinguish their sexual preferences. To specifically indicate the pedo's gender preference, members of pedophilic organizations encourage the use of descriptions such as, and I hate to even say this, but boy love, girl love, and child love. I mean, this is disgusting. These symbols have been etched into rings and formed into pennants and have also been found imprinted on coins. And I'm going to show you some pictures of that. The boy lover logo, B logo, is a small blue spiral shaped triangle surrounded by a larger triangle, whereby the small triangle represents a small boy and the larger triangle represents an adult man. A variation of B logo is the little boy lover logo, LB logo, which also embodies a small spiral shaped triangle within a larger triangle. However, the corners of the LB logo are rounded to resemble a scribbling by a young child. Images of the B logo and LB logo symbols are depicted below. So let me show you what the pictures are. Then we'll go back to Obama, to where the bowls are on Obama's head, over Obama's head, and tell me it's not the same thing. See, look at this triangle. This is the triangle, the B logo triangle here. They even put it on freaking coins, man, and rings. Look at this. And now let's look at the bowl. Oops. Now let's look at the bowl. Here we go. Look at that. That is the absolute same thing. It's the absolute same thing. You can't tell me no different. The symbol on the bowl, a triangle encircling itself inward, appears to be the same symbol identified by the FBI. I already went over that. Sorry. It's the same thing. But Obama previously drew scrutiny when in WikiLeaks global intelligence files released in 2012, which, and this is disgusting. I remember this. I talked about this on my old channel that got nuked. It was released in 2012, which revealed that Obama, now listen to this, tell me this is not suspicious. Obama administration spent $65,000 to fly hot dogs to a private dinner party at the White House in 2009. First, what hot dogs, how many hot dogs can you purchase for $65,000? Right? Why would you need $65,000 worth of hot dogs? This sounds really funny, sounds weird, until you know what hot dogs represent. And that's in the FBI file too. Hot dogs means little boys in the pedo circle. And this was in Obama's email. It says, Ari, get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday, stated the email subject line sent by Stratifer Chief Innovations Officer Eric S. Einstein. If we get the same waitresses, I'm all for it, he wrote. Make that make sense. What does that mean? If it's real hot dogs, if that's not code for something, what would that mean? Like, what does that mean? Stratford Vice President Fred Burlington replied asking if they would be using the same channels. What does that mean? What channels? For hot dogs? And it said, quote, I think Obama spent about $65,000 on the taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs. Pizza means little girls. From Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we are using the same channels. Burton asked. Let's play this clip here. I mean, it's sick stuff. Here we go.
They all read
12,
the same script. They're so dumb.
But they use a different tone of voice.
Well, they give their own spin on it because they're performers.
It's wild.
I've got to have my own creative control.
Yeah. But then you get into the people that are like, the whole world's a stage, trust the plan, Q's in control. And it's like, whoa, dude, calm down.
Yeah, you've gone too far. Well, then when you see that documentary on Q, you realize what kind of people you're dealing with.
Which documentary?
Did you see
the
Into
one
the
that had the
Storm?
really cool like
HBO
Q
one?
thing? Yeah, but I don't like trust a documentary like that either, because like HBO is like, that's the definition of mainstream media. So I try to stay somewhere in the middle of that.
That is true, but I think
right?
HBO let this guy uncover this story accurately. I
believe it.
I had him in.
I'm
and
pretty
he
sure that
explained it.
I'm pretty sure that I did see the documentary.
Yeah. It's like a multi-part. And it shows all the people that were involved in it, and it kind of highlights a guy who seems to be Q, who is like kind of an internet shit poster, fucking around. And when 4chan was in its heyday, back when all that shit was going down, like it's ripe for that kind of nonsense.
Oh yeah, perfect fertile ground for that kind of controlled reverse opposition, whatever bullshit psyops. And that's where, for me, the bottom line is, can I corroborate it with primary sources? And Q is the definition of no. Of course I can't.
Right.
It's like, what is it? A time traveler that's coming back that's telling us how to save the world or something? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know if that's the wrong clip or not, because that had nothing to do with I thought this was gonna be a take on the on those emails, those hot dog emails. Maybe they put the wrong clip in there or something. I don't know what that was about. That's weird. But reactions to the bowl on social media range from indifference to calls for Donald Trump to release the Epstein files. Delete Your Handler said, this isn't just a bookshelf. It's a sigil, a calling card, an open air glyph stamped behind a man smiling like the trial already ended. They don't hide it anymore. They show you, because symbols are safer than sentences, because the crowd forget how to read the room. I agree with that statement. Someone named Penny for My Thoughts said, you can see it plain as day on this video. This isn't AI. That pattern is very clear. Wow. Crazy. That's what he said. Damn, that's crazy. Let's see those Epstein files. All right. I think that's it for my darker stories today. What else we got? I mean, tonight's just been a dark. All of my stories had something to do pretty much with kids, but that's how pervasive it is. Like I was not expecting for my, I had planned on streaming, doing the late night stream, and I did not plan on all of my stuff pertaining to the pedos of the world. I was not planning any of that. It's just all the stories that popped out to me today was all pertaining to that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Is God trying to tell me something? Is a hammer about to be dropped down on these people? I don't know. I don't know. We can only hope. Let's talk about this New Orleans mayor, LaToya Cantrell, that's being indicted. This is from the Gateway Pundit. And they report that Democrat New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell was indicted on federal charges Friday. A federal grand jury indicted Cantrell and former New Orleans police officer Jeffrey Vappy after investigation by the FBI. Quote, Cantrell is charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice, making false statements, and false declaration before a grand jury, according to a federal indictment filed Friday in the U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Louisiana, NBC News reported. They said New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell was indicted by a federal grand jury on Friday, August 15th, marking the first time in the city's history that a sitting mayor is facing criminal prosecution. The mayor's legal troubles come after more than 2 years of mounting criticism, including an alleged romantic relationship involving her former executive secretary officer, a legal battle with a New Orleans resident who took photos of the alleged relationship, a legal battle with New Orleans public schools over a broken multi-million-dollar funding promise. Sounds like Umar Johnson. The indictment of a former city inspector who allegedly bribed her with Saints tickets, and frequent travel amid an ongoing jail escape and in the aftermath of a mass power outage. Details of the indictment have not yet been released at this time. These Democrats, man, these Democrats that y'all keep electing in these cities are destroying y'all cities, and y'all continue to give them more power. And now you got cities like New York. I know this is a separate topic, but New York look like it's about to have a socialist freaking mayor. Like they have not learned anything from history. They have not learned from their mistakes, especially with New York. You got freaking people in Chicago warning New York, like, hey, don't go down this path. Y'all might not want to do this. But we'll see if the people of Louisiana learn their message. New Orleans learned their lesson. But last year it was reported that LaToya Cantrell was under FBI investigation for allegations of an ongoing adulterous affair with Jeffrey Vappy, the former head of the police detail. She just banging everybody. And potential misuse of taxpayer funds, according to the Daily Mail. The FBI scrutinized the mayor's actions, including her time spent with Vappy on city property and during personal trips funded by the government. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, they do this stuff right in your face, and they don't expect to be held accountable for any of their actions. The FBI scrutinized the mayor's actions, including her time spent with Vappy on city property and during personal trips funded by the government. Security footage has alleged Mayor Cantrell and Vappy spending extensive periods together in a city-owned apartment during work hours. During work? They do it during work? Raising questions about the nature of their relationship. Wow. 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 This revelation comes amidst the investigation into Vappy's work hours and activities. In 2023, Vappy was accused of multiple incidents of timesheet discrepancies while serving on Mayor Cantrell's security detail. This accusation partly stemmed from WVU-TV's report on the mayor's use of an upper Pontaball apartment on Jackson Square. In response, the city council prohibited the mayor from using the apartment as a personal residence. Oh, this is corruption on top of corruption on top of corruption. But I guess if you're going to do it, you might as well go hard. I guess if you're going to be corrupt, be all the way corrupt, I guess. Maybe that's because these people, I mean, the stuff they're doing is just incredible. I can't believe people have the audacity to do this. But according to New Orleans Advocate, the investigation by the New Orleans Police Department concluded that Vappy breached departmental regulations by logging 18 hours of work in a single day. Additionally, he He was cited for spending numerous hours in the company of Mayor Cantrell beyond his scheduled duty hours and for participating in 2 board meetings as the mayor's appointee on the board of the Housing Authority of New Orleans. The allegations have been fueled by Danielle Vappy's divorce filing. So this is how it came out. It all came out in the divorce filings, which imply an affair between her husband and Cantrell dating back to in May 2021, coinciding with the start of Vappy's tenure and Cantrell's security detail. Cantrell was previously under fire for spending more than $30,000 of taxpayer money to fly first class to Europe. These people have no, what's the word? Shame, that's the word. These people have no shame. They just spend taxpayer dollars. Cantrell argued the first class flights were for her safety as a Black woman and to protect her from COVID. What? How's that an excuse? You need to fly first class because you're Black for safety? Like, if you ride in coach, your safety is going to be jeopardized? If you're riding in coach, you won't get COVID? Oh, man. The left keep lefting. The left keeps lefting. Oh, that is rich. That is rich. Let's see if there's any other articles here I want to go over. I think that's it. Maybe we'll see what's going on X. Let's see what the hullabub is on X. All right. Reject false dichotomies and live in the above psyop layer instead. Okay. What is this here? Kash Patel was in Palm Beach, Florida at least 3 times representing a drug trafficker and criminals while Jeffrey Epstein operated there between 2008 and 2010. He defended over 1,600 cases, including a human trafficking case that he got dismissed in 2008 in Miami that he got dismissed. Okay. What's your point? He was a defense attorney. I mean, this is why people don't like lawyers. They have you have to defend scumbags if you're a prosecutor. I mean, if you're a defendant. I mean, if you're a lawyer and you defend people, you're gonna have to defend criminals. I mean, it is what it is. So I don't understand what's the point here. He has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein because he defended some. Which, I mean, I'm not. They all deserve, even though they're despicable human beings, they have to have some type of representation. So, I mean, we still live in America, right? Last I checked, Constitution. So, I mean, if you're a defense attorney, that's the word. I could not think of the word. If you're a defense attorney, you're gonna be defending some horrible people. It is what it is. So I don't know what they're trying to make of that statement. Anyway, Newsmax, hackers working for the Russian government infiltrated the U.S. courts record system, gaining access for multiple years and enabling them to steal sensitive documents and sealed records, according to reports. Wow. Elon Musk said, I'm trying out the new X algorithm powered by Grok for many. It's definitely better. Will require 20K GPUs to roll out to all users, and there's a higher latency, but the juice is worth the squeeze. Wall Street Ape said, one improvement for video content is HDR support. I haven't heard that for a while, HDR. That would be awesome. Grok says X has HDR support, but I've never posted a video and had HDR actually show in HDR. Let's see here. Let's see what people talking about Umar Johnson. Let's see what what Twitter's talking about pertaining to him. But I got to refresh my screen in regular mode first. So I got to take it out of dark mode for a second. It's really weird. Twitter doesn't act right in dark mode when you're trying to search and stuff. It's really weird. Okay. Well, let's try. You got to refresh it like that. Umar Johnson. Let's see what people are saying about this dude. Because I'm sure by now all of y'all heard about what's going on with him. I remember this video here. See, this is the bad part because he's right. What's his name? Young Fly Dope Fresh. He's right. Umar said, "I don't need no help," and this is can't think of his name right now. Lord Jamar, famous old school rapper. And Lord Jamar tried to throw him some bail, tried to throw Umar Johnson some bail to help out with the school because they was asking about what's going on. And this was years ago. This interview was years ago. Lord Jamar asked Umar, like, hey man, where's the school? And he was like, it takes time. It takes time to build a school and all this other stuff. And Lord Jamar was like, yo, my father-in-law built the school. He can give you some advice. He can help you out if that's what you need to help this come to fruition. And Umar Johnson was like, nah, I don't need no help. I'm a psychologist. If I need help, I go to other people or whatever. Well, now you've been needed help. This guy is a narcissist. Umar Johnson is a narcissist. Who refuses help, especially if you're not a business person, you don't know anything about this type of stuff. This is your first time. There's going to be a lot of trial and error. Why wouldn't you take someone's advice? Dr. Umar Johnson, I have never asked the people for $1 a day in my life. Let's see. Where's the recent? Let's see latest. Here we go. Tommy Sotomayor is talking about it. Dr. Umar Johnson and Jamie Foxx prove Black women's insecurity and gullibility. He's not lying. Maybe I'll pop into that in a minute. I don't really listen to much of Sotomayor. I know he got kicked off some platforms and stuff. I don't know. Maybe we'll check him out in a minute, see what he has to say about it. Market Devon Burton is buying FDMG from Dr. Umar Johnson. Who is that? Marquette is buying FDMG. I'm going to pay the debts to help Dr. Umar Johnson keep ownership. Why? Why would you help him? He's not. This is why Umar Johnson does what he's doing, because he knows someone's going to come and bail him out. It's absolutely no accountability. He's never going to learn. He's never going to learn from this. Why would you bail him out? Dr. Umar Johnson is obviously unqualified. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Malcolm Shabazz, he said last year, Umar Johnson said that he's not going to cry any tears for Palestinians. Be careful when you don't show compassion for other people. Yeah, I agree with that. It's Sha'Carri Richardson and Dr. Umar Johnson are the same. I agree. It's absolutely no accountability. Tariq Nasheed react. I already saw that one. He reacting to it. Super duper scammer. Let's see what else we got going on. Dr. Umar Johnson is obviously unqualified. Yeah. So let's pop into Sotomayor. We'll do a couple minutes of that. What is this? Umar Johnson about to have an aneurysm. Rock. When is Umar Johnson school going to open to enrollment? I'm asking because he said that people should not vote for Kamala Harris because she was going to take revenge on Black Americans. When will they take revenge on him? Oh, she was caping for Kamala Harris. All right. What was this guy? Did Dr. Umar Johnson kill all Pan-Africanism? Yeah. It was already dying. Umar Johnson just put the nail in the coffin. All right, so let's see what Sotomayor had to say about this. We're coming in at the tail end, but let's see.
About the guy that got shot live streaming. I had to make sure that it was real. What's up, Dex? I had to make sure it was real. You know, it's so, and that's why I'll do a lot of things behind other people, because I got to make sure it's real before I talk about it. There's no reason for me to talk about that if it's fake. Yeah, Anthony Mackie, all of these things. Yeah, I'm supposed to not want to put my penis inside of this woman, or that mean I hate myself, but you could throw on this blonde wig. You throw a blonde wig on, but you don't hate yourself. You just want to switch it up. Well, I'm fucking this white bitch because I want to switch it up. The white man do it. Why you gonna talk about who I fuck? The white man fuck white bitches. You don't say nothing about it when the white man fuck them. Can't we use that same logic that they use when they talking about weave? You can stick on the white woman's hair. We could fuck the white woman. We trying to be like the white man, just like you. But we supposed to be the most loyal motherfuckers in the world while you just walking around doing all kind of fuck shit. And I don't understand that. I don't even understand how I sat here and talk this long and ain't nobody came up here and had one word of challenge. But if I was typing this shit, everybody would have something to fucking say. If I typed it on my page and put it up there, it'd be a shit ton of black bitches I don't know showing the fuck up and saying something, and the simp ass niggas that protect them. You know what Jamie Foxx should say? Fucking white bitches is a protective style. He protecting black pussy. He don't want it to be all stretched out and used, you know, so he protecting it. That's
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. He was not going where I thought he was gonna be going. Let's see what else we got. Let's play what Tariq Nasheed had to say about it.
The city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
The city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools.
Dr. Umar Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. That school that he's been talking about building has been having trouble for a couple of decades now.
Tariq Nasheed has publicly criticized Dr. Umar Johnson for years over his failed attempts to open a school. Nasheed and others accuse Johnson of repeatedly asking for donations without ever delivering on his promise to open the FDMG Academy. The controversy has been reignited by recent reports that Johnson's school properties are facing foreclosure and possible auction due to unpaid debts. For Nasheed, this situation validates his long-held view that the school project is a grift. He believes Johnson has taken advantage of his position as a prominent black figure to raise millions of dollars from the community without any real progress. The ongoing financial issues have only intensified Nasheed's criticism, further dividing the conscious community. While some of Dr. Umar's supporters believe he's being unfairly targeted, others agree with Nasheed that the lack of results and continuous fundraising point to a scam. This conflict highlights serious concerns about accountability and the responsible use of community funds.
Yeah, there you have it there. Man, this Omar situation is getting crazy. The crazy thing is though is people are still supporting this dude. I don't get it. How many times someone gonna dupe you before you realize you're being duped? But like that one said, there's a sucker born every day, they said. She said, someone said, explain how Dr. Umar Johnson's harsher attacks on Harris combined with his personal failures as a father. What does Harris have to do with any of this? Yeah. I'm gonna mute her. Mute. Yeah, I don't want her on my timeline, yo. Dr. Umar has a serious problem. Yeah. I don't think I seen what let me see. I'm gonna see how long this one is. Wilmington plans to auction off. I think this is kind of a longer one. Let me check this really quick.
He said that.
Oh, yeah. Let's play this. Here we go. Let's play this clip here.
I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for black folk talking about I've donated like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. We got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more and some more until we hit the goal, brothers and sisters. That's the way we're going to have to do this.
So he's not even grateful for the donations he received. He said that you better give him more and more money. This is what he had to say. You're not done yet. And this is a guy, once again, who people have given $250,000 to open up a school. That's sad. That is very, very sad. Now, this guy seemed like to me, he hotep hustling. Because a lot of people say that it's been years now, no school, but yet he's still asking for money. He hasn't even put out a plan to people who donated yet, because we said on the school, radio show, when the lady called and said she worked with him, put out a plan. Nobody heard anything at all. But yet he keeps saying he wants more money. Let's go ahead and roll.
Again, he's a narcissist for one. For two, he don't want anyone reputable coming in to bust his spot. Because if someone that really know what they're doing come in to try to help him, they would immediately see that as a scam. So of course he don't want any help. He don't want anyone to come in and help him run this thing. Everything is all him. Like he has nobody else. He has no board members or anything. It's all him trying to run this school. That's how you know it's a scam. He's not held accountable by anyone.
Another clip that's really disturbing to me as a parent. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
African spirituality. It's not a religious school. We're not into that. I don't want the kids coming back home to you because you're part of the problem. You got Willie Lynch all in your system. White Jesus on the wall, teaching your kids to be multicultural, daughter looking like Beyonce, a head full of blonde ass weed. What the hell I want her coming back home to you for? She stay with me and the boys stay with me.
What?
In the dorms.
So you heard on that clip that he said that the children don't need to go home with you. Who in the hell he's supposed to be? And he's talking about you got the children looking like Beyonce. Umar, you was with a stripper that had blonde hair too.
Yep.
Right? You think we forgot about that junk? I mean, that even sound kind of weird. You stay there with you at the dorms. What the hell? Like, so, ain't nobody parent in their right mind will sit up there and send their kid with a guy like this. But remember, this is the same guy that said if you have an issue with him, he gonna take it outside. So, I guess you a thug? Well, I don't believe in letting my children or any child be around some old thug. That sounds like that's what you are when you're saying let's take it outside. Now, you're supposed to be Dr. Umar Johnson, but you're acting like the local street thug. And then you having this arrogant attitude with people, telling people they have to give you more money, telling people they trifling and all this other stuff. Because you need the school. Remember, not the kids. I need this school. I need this. And y'all trifling because white folks gave Darren Wilson $300,000, which y'all didn't give me for my school that I need $2 million in 30 days.
Oh, man. Scams, man. This dude is Umar Johnson. Got away with it for so many years. So many years. And like I said, he's going to continue to get away with it because there's still people out there supporting this dude after he stole y'all money. After he stole y'all money. Umar Johnson about to have an aneurysm. Oh, yeah. I saw this one already. Let's see what else we got here. What's this? Did Umar kill? Let's listen to this dude.
It's the nail in the coffin, y'all. Pan-Africanism is officially dead, y'all. That ideology is no longer.
I mean, it's been died. When Dane Calloway came in and he showed his receipts, he showed his research that black people were the indigenous people of this country. It showed the receipts, showed that we really didn't come here on boats like they told us. Like only a few people actually came here from boats. That was the end of Pan-Africanism right there. That's when it started. No, that was the beginning of the end of Pan-Africanism because people started really doing their research and finding out where we really came from, is what I believe.
They about to take the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey School away from Dr. Umar Johnson for not paying his damn water bill. Damn! Not the water and sewage bill. Also the bacon bill because he ain't been running the school. But yeah, what y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments below. Does Pan-Africanism and Dr. Umar still have a chance? Y'all let me know. Also, full episode.
There's some dumb people that still subscribe to it. Let's see. I was hoping to see if there was any new stuff from Omar. Let's check out Instagram really quick. Let's see. He deleted his older videos. He deleted them. Hold on, let me scroll. Let me make sure. Yeah. Yeah, looks like he deleted. But the internet is forever, Umar. Why even delete that stuff? The internet is forever. Everybody already got those videos. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be all deleted just because you deleted it off your Instagram. It's forever. It's on all platforms. Look, yeah, it's gone now. Wow. scammer, man. Yeah, he deleted those videos. Let's see if anything else going on around the interweb. What is this? Charlemagne gives Lil Yachty donkey of the day for his George Floyd lyric. It was just a freaking lyric, man. It wasn't that serious. You know, if you saw he was punching in the whole time, I don't know if y'all know what punching in is. Punching in is basically when you're rapping, you go over verses in your head sometimes. It's not really a freestyle, but it's a freestyle. Like you're thinking of something and you just laying it down, thinking some rhyme, then you're laying it down, you're punching it in. That's basically what he was doing. Like it wasn't like a well thought out like lyric, man. He just was like he said he'd keep his foot on his girl neck or something like that. George Floyd or something like that. I mean, it wasn't. Why is people all butthurt over this when we all know that George Floyd was a freaking demon, a terrorist? He would rob people, and he robbed a pregnant lady at her house with a knife held at her belly when she was pregnant. Like this dude was a terrorist, and they made this dude out to be a hero, man. I'll say it. Forget George Floyd. I don't care. I don't care about that. Let's see what else we got going on. Germany, WTF, this mouthwash almost did me in. What? I'm interested. What is this? This will kill anybody under 30 years of age. Germany, what is the deal? All right. Shout out Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus. Shout out, y'all. Louder with Crowder. Stop, Louder. Stop, Crowder. It's so funny that places like Shade Room, they celebrate black women with white men, but they hate when they see a black man with a white woman. It's so weird to me that people like that care, man. Study says the music you listen to from age 13 to 17 leaves the biggest emotional impact on you. Let me think. What songs were out when I was 17? 13 through 17. Let's ask AI. Let's see. I am what hits were out when I was 13 to 17 years old. So that would be 1995 to 1999. I asked for what songs. What were the top songs? Okay. Gangsta Paradise 1995. Yeah, I remember that. Dancing at the I was dancing at the I was in middle school when I was out dancing at the middle school dance Gangsta's Paradise, Waterfalls, yep. That was a classic. Kiss from a Rose. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. I love that song. So many memories with that. They might be on to something with this study. They might be on to something with this study. Because that is definitely a soundtrack to my life right there. Kiss from a Rose. Fantasy, Mariah Carey. I never did like that song. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It. Classic, yes. Then we got 1996, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, One Sweet Day. I never really liked that. Celine Dion. I know y'all might hate me for this, but never really was a big fan of Celine Dion. Elton John. P. Diddy, I'll Be Missing You. Yeah, that was definitely a classic in 97. Tony Braxton. Unbreak My Heart. That was a classic. Third Eye Blind. Semi-Charmed Life. Next, Too Close. Yeah, I remember that one. Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine. That was a classic, 98. Aerosmith, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Yeah. TLC at 99. No Scrubs. Yeah, I remember that. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time was 99. Wow. Okay, so I agree with that study. I agree because a lot of those songs I definitely have some emotional impact on me. All right, what else we got? He's banging hard. Yeah. Let me see what this is.
Kindergarten beat. First of all, buying a 4,000.
All right. Wow, Mr. Beast, Aiden Ross, and XQC raised $12 million in an hour, 18-hour Team Water charity live stream. Wow. Raised $12 million. That is crazy. I make beats, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. I love making beats, and this is one of the machines I have. I also have the MPC Live too. Dope. How Gen Z thought Clip's album was gonna sound.
Get old in the rap game. Do you know how to feel? Took my granddaughter to the studio the other day. I couldn't finish the song. That baby girl booed in the diaper.
That's pretty funny. All right. Jay-Z shares how exploring his father's trauma gave him the clarity to forgive his absence. Okay. Tyler, the Creator, reacts to Black Mass mashup. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I think that's all the news for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check me out next time.